For Alliance, I can imagine this would be a very big blow mentally of losing a game like that, such a long, drawn-out game that you were doing so well on at the start.
Hopefully they didn't open up Reddit in between games.
Hopefully they didn't open up Reddit or Twitch chat. So what are you gonna do now? How are you gonna try to forget about that previous game?
The last game when you saw Ember Spear, you actually, Shiva, you said about the Doom, like just completely shutting down Ember Spear. And they banned it in the last game in the 4th stage, or I think it was 4th or 3rd ban.
Yeah. In that,
And in this game they pick it up really early, and they do this Doom Lich kind of dual offline, which I think is very strong.
This was first pick for Monkey Business. They grabbed the Ember Spirit right away. So this does give Alliance a little bit of an opportunity to try and deal with it. They go with the Lich again. There were a few times in that game where I thought, oh my, the Chain Frost, where it was doing an absurd amount of damage, but it just wasn't enough for them to convincingly win the team fights. It's interesting to see them still confident in the Lich pick.
Yeah, it was doing a lot of damage, but it wasn't killing anybody, particularly because they can actually lock down and chase people down. We did say that Alliance actually lacked disables himself, and I think Doom really changed that around, right? Bringing it back to yesterday's draft, this was their opening, I believe.
It was, yeah.
Or not their opening, but they ended up with the same hero. I think they went Doom Bat or something like that. But that offlane Doom plus Lich combo just render Eris Ember Spirit absolutely useless.
Is this where you ban Venomancer if you're Alliance?
They might be thinking about it.
Yeah, they're definitely considering it.
The question is, does Monkey Business want to do the same thing again? If the Veno gets left in, they could have a very similar draft. And even though they won that game, that was a very stressful, shaky game to win.
Yeah, that's true. Or maybe even a Night Stalker ban. I think they're...
If you forget about the second half of previous game, what made them not do well in the first portion of the game that they could change?
What, Alliance?
No, Monkey Business.
Oh, the lanes are just...
Yeah, it was a tragedy.
Really,
so what
poor.
would you switch up? What would you change? What would you change?
I don't know. I mean, like maybe not having the Ember, because Ember was that
okay,
top
well, that
lane.
is no longer possible.
Right. Well, you can put the Ember in a different lane, but the Bristleback Lich duel was just shutting that tri lane down.
You need a lot of damage to kill the Lich early, I think is the plan here, because you're not going to kill Doom early game, especially if they get an early point on Ice Hammer.
So you're going to sack the safe lane, maybe?
No, you just need a support that does a lot of damage.
Okay.
Another good one here could be Shadow Demon, could be pretty good. You know, you purge Doom. You also set up for the Dazzle heal on top of the... It's really good against Tusk to stop the initiation.
It does really help out the lanes, you're right.
You need actual damage. And Doom has low armor as well, so... Maybe even just Lina, like some sort of burst damage could be good as well.
Out.
Yeah, she was first banned by Monkey Business. One of the craziest things about the Veno in that last game is that he wasn't even a core. And at the end of the game, he was absolutely operating as a core. And that's what allowed them to really take over.
That had a lot to do with the way they laned it though. Like there was a stage, I think 6 or 7 minutes in, where we just saw Crit in mid lane just planting
he was giving core farm.
Yeah, he was farming away.
They realized that Veno Axe was the only thing that was going to keep them in the game.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, so they could go Veno Night Stalker and have a very similar draft to what they did in the last game.
Now, when Monkey Business normally picks Veno, it is a core for them. Big Daddy plays it. But obviously, we just saw the versatility of that hero that you can play as a support. Again, the normal early game Veno is nothing too impressive. He really needs to hit that critical mass of maxing Gale, Poison Sting, and having a good, healthy amount of wards now.
So who are we looking forward to seeing on Alliance? I mean, they know what's coming. They've been here before. They want to this time close the deal.
I think what Alliance really lacked in the last game, even though it may be silly to say given that they took out 2 lanes of barracks, but they didn't have the best sieging lineup. And that was part of the bottleneck in the late game. They just had no way to really run in. Even with all the tier 4 towers down, they couldn't just rush the throne. And
Bedrider is still in the pool, and even though Alliance plays a hero really well, not necessarily a good sieging hero, not really one that actually helps take down towers.
Well, it actually opened up the first 2 Raxes, creating a 4v5 situation with the Bedrider. That was a big part. We also have to keep in mind that in that game, S4 actually found very little mid-game gimps that he normally gets.
Ooh, yeah.
Here's a change.
Because of the Night Stalker shutting down so much vision. I think if they go Bat here, which seems unlikely now with the Leshrac, with Bat and Doom, you create so much pressure on the enemy mid-game during ganks.
Do you not think this is support Leshrac? I know Alliance...
That was going to be my question.
Alliance do this, like they picked Leshrac before anyone, and Aki played him a lot.
Yeah.
And they always played it as a support.
And that would solve some of the lack of pushing we were talking about. When he's on the support role, you tend to see that Edict leveled up a bit more. Especially now that Lightning Storm has just been nerfed so
And then
hard.
maybe safe lane, Loda, Doom?
Yeah.
The thing is, regardless whether this is a support Leshrac or core Leshrac, during the mid game, he'll have very difficult time dealing damage if you're relying on Edict and Pulse Nova. because there's so much slow and range slow from Venomancer. Like a war hitting you, just lowering your movement speed. That's gonna be tough.
One of the
Huskar is gonna be the
favorites
pick here.
for Miracle.
Great hero against Leshrac, as always.
If Doom-
Amazing with the dazzle.
If
Doom has to get Axe.
Yeah, Doom has to get Axe. Yeah.
100%.
That's pretty good. Tusk could also get the Shadow, Super Shadow Blade.
Yeah, Tusk is
Super Shadow Blade.
Silver Edge.
Silver Edge, yeah.
Close enough.
The prize, Nature's Prophet, is still in the pool here for Alliance, and I don't know if this is the best game for it, but as we talked about in the last draft, a Fast Orchid is really good against the Ember Spirit, really good against the Dazzle, not so bad against the Venomancer either, and they could also open up for additional break if he does get the Silver Edge to try and deal with the Huskar. So it could be something worth pursuing here, though it feels like a very risky pick.
I wonder if you go Axe here.
Or Winter Wyvern.
Ooh.
They need, for Alliance, I feel like they need some more physical damage. Depending on if the Tusk is going to be a core or
I
not.
do like the Axe idea, though. Counteracts the Dazzle, great against the
The
Huskar.
problem is Venomancer wards are insanely difficult to deal with if you're playing a Blink Initiator.
Yeah, I think Vega played a safe lane Axe against Big Daddy's Veno.
You do. Yeah.
And it was good early on. And then once he eats a Gale, he was like, well, I guess I'm not doing
he's
anything
just walking
anymore.
around in circles. Yeah.
So Clockwork is taken out. One of Moon Meander's best heroes, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They could still, if they're doing support Tusk and Lich, they could do a PA. It could be really good against Huskar, and Ember Spirit has a
Nice pure damage in there.
late game lockdown as well. You know, you blink in with Abyssal Blade on Ember Spirit.
I wonder if Timbersaw is good here as well, giving you some healthy amount of pure damage against Huskar, which bypasses the Flame Shield if you need some quick damage on Ember.
Oh, there's the PA ban, so good call with that one.
I guess the ones that open up are.
Depending on what Alliance take here, Beastmaster could be an okay final pick for Monkey
I
Business
think
as
you-
well for Moon Meander.
I think you need more damage, more like instant physical damage, like
For Monkey or for
Alliance. I think.
No, I was saying
Yeah,
Rexar
this is
for
for-
pick for
Oh,
Monkey
sorry.
Business.
Monkey,
yeah,
yeah.
it's good actually.
Yeah, give you some lockdown, nice scouting tool.
Maybe Juggernaut.
for Alliance.
Yeah, it could be pretty good. Like
I mean, Life Stealer is still one of their most go-to picks.
I guess
And
if
Loda
you
was saying they have some secret, Life Stealer strats after that
could
golden
actually-
figuring it out,
It
yeah.
could be pretty okay here, but you're still going to get slowed by that Gale, and that's going to be...
Well, you can
you're going to get
rage.
kited.
You could rage dodge it, which is the big thing here.
yeah, Lifesteal is good. I think Juggernaut's good. Sven could be okay. I just love Sven. I'll be honest.
Clint.
Drinks
Nice.
it is.
All right, heavy physical damage. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing actually, especially if he chooses to go Orchid.
Yeah, I was just gonna say another
Yeah.
potential Orchid carrier.
It's really good against Huskar.
I think it's actually the siege that they needed. Going back to what you said, like
Yeah.
you could win all the early game. You could take
It's the all-in-one hero.
Yeah, you build a Deso on this hero, and he just melts tower. Also, he gives you early game backdoor if you want to take that route.
I like this last pick actually. I think it rounds out this Alliance roster pretty nicely.
Okay, I just hope somebody on the side of Alliance gets a Helm of Dominator, and you dominate at 1400 health, creep, and then
Yeah.
you death pack it. He gets so much damage in HP.
Oh yeah.
Although maybe Huskar will get one, you just eat his creep. That works too.
So what do you guys think for Moon Meander here? I still think Rexar is
Rubik.
a possible pickup.
They pick Rubik, I think, and then they put Huskar mid on Miracle.
No,
And the
no, no,
offlane
no.
Nano.
No tail, yeah, and then it's really good against Doom. Obviously, you steal the Doom. It's good against Leshrac. It's pretty good.
I think if you're looking for another support, Wyvern might be a bit better. Just Cole's Embrace
'Cause
gives
of
you a
physical.
way to protect Huskar from the clinks.
Yep.
But I don't know. This
Don't you feel like they already have the Dazzle to protect the Huskar?
that is true. You're right on that.
Maybe
Yeah.
get some...
That's why I
More
like the idea of
damage.
some kind of initiator. I think Tusk would be the perfect final pick here if it was in the pool, and that somebody of a similar skill set.
If you want to still go for support, would you not go for Witch Doctor maybe? Oh, never
okay.
mind.
That's
Centaur.
Initiator.
There you go.
There we go.
I miss
My, oh
Centaur.
my.
This
Wow.
is good.
That's
So tell me, who's going to win?
I still think it's Monkey Business. I know I said confidently Alliance before this series started, and then I switched to Monkey Business in the last game.
Yeah?
I am a flip-flopper. I'm channeling my inner John Kerry here. I think Monkey Business has this one. I like the draft.
Okay, Lumi?
I think Alliance have very strong lanes, and they actually have heroes that could really go punish with their strong lane clings. You could get early Roches with it, so I'm gonna go with Alliance.
Shane?
I'm gonna go with Monkey Business. Their Venomancer in the last game and their Dazzle both played amazingly. So I think if they can do something similar, they should win this game as well. And they have a lot of burst damage for like Clinks and the Shrek.
I'm gonna even us out and go for Alliance with Lumi as well. We'll find out which one it's gonna be. It's gonna be our last game of the evening. Alliance versus Monkey Business with Odie Pixel and Draskell.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Shiva. Welcome back to the casting panel with myself, ODPixel, and Driscoll. We're ready to get ourselves into Game 2 of Alliance versus Monkey Business, and I'm sure you guys are as well. Here we go. Andy, give us the lowdown on the showdown. What are we liking? What are we not liking about the lineups between these two teams?
Well, we were talking to each other about the draft, actually. You and I were theory crafting what the last pick could be.
Having a deep 3K MMR discussion.
Yeah, well, maybe like 1.5K, you know, standard stuff. But we both talked about Centaur a bit. I mentioned Spiritbreaker could also be a really nice choice for them because it's really good against a team who has limited disable. Centaur, for the same reason, helps you get into position, can kite out team fights, and really, Monkey Business want to run at you. That is what their cores do, and they do it very well. So I'm expecting to see a lot of aggression out of them this game. Alliance, they're going for the lane stability again. They're picking the Lich Doom combination. Not sure if it's actually going to be laned together here, but it is very potent, and we've seen in the past how well it can do.
They won the game, I believe, when they did that before, didn't they? That was their first game against, I want to say, 4 Clovers? I might be wrong here, but it was...
I think it was 4 Clovers, because that day was 1-1 for 4 Clovers series, right? Both series they played, they went 1-1.
I think so. Yes, yeah, it must have been against. Yeah, it was against 4 Clovers. Or maybe it was against Nip. I don't know, but either way, we've seen them do the Ake Lich,
it was good.
The Bulldog Doom before, and it's been very, very tasty on the offlane. Very good at shutting down the enemy carry. S4 will get himself the top room. Big Daddy will get himself the bottom one. And we are off to the start of Game 2. As we'll see if this is going to be a runaway game, of course, for that very potent Huskar Dazzle combination, which has, of course, been mentioned to be the bane of some pub games in the past.
Yeah, Huskar Dazzle is one of those things where you play against it and you're just like, this is just annoying, because it's not even just about the Grave. Weave is also a huge portion of it, because you just... Huskar really only dies to physical damage. I guess they did nerf Berserker's Blood slightly, but when you get low enough, you pretty much still don't take any magical damage whatsoever. It can be very, very annoying to cope with. And Alliance, they do have some methods to deal with that. They got the Clinks.
Loader. He's being galed up. They will have Minuts here, popping down his shards, blocking him on the other side, but he just hits over it.
He's getting blocked by his own teammate.
Oh, Crit. Can he get this kill? Crit just needs to get a right click in. Oh, Loader will go down. That's your first blood. They do get the return kill onto Crit. But Loader giving away first blood. There's the side of Monkey Business, and Moon's going to be pretty damn happy with that.
Well, I mean, Venomancer's a really hard hero, I think, for a lot of people to lane against right now, because for a while he was picked, but he's always usually seen as like a solo offlaner or, you know, 1v1 hero most of the time. But Gale is ridiculously good at low level, and Centaur does a ton of damage. So when you're slow for that long, it's like 15 seconds, I think that spell lasts in total. You just have so much uptime on being able to throw damage out that you can just...
Oh, they've got a snowball onto Moon here with the same arrows as well, bringing him fairly low. The ice shards are nice. They should be able to get the return kill. He's going to move in and look for some kind of reactive play. He's not going to get it. Minuts are in a bit of trouble. Crit just move. Oh, he's not going to get Loader, is he? Surely not.
Nah,
he's got the invis now, yeah. But again, as you said, the Veno being very potent in lane. They do lose Moon on the Centaur, and that is, of course, a kill for Alliance. They're going to be very happy with finding there in their safe lane.
Do not underestimate Clink's damage output, man. He hits real hard. Level 1 Searing Arrows is still 30 extra damage on every single auto attack. And that also goes through BKB, which is very important to note. Because if for whatever reason Miracle decided that he wanted to go BKB this game, Clink's doesn't care about that at all. Like, he'll just shred you through it no matter what.
Miracle at the moment. He's going to have to run away here. In a Vitality. Is it going to be enough heals? Oh, nope. The right click from Ake. It's all that's needed to finish him off the edge. As Alliance get themselves another kill here in this bottom lane. Huskar kind of left on his own there as Fly was making a movement around the map. So unfortunately wasn't able to help him out.
Yeah, miscommunication for sure. Like, playing against this particular lane with Orb of Venom and level 2 Scorched Earth, you can be ran at in a way that is, well, to be honest, it's disgusting.
Right. Should be fine. He's got to be careful though, and I'm sure we'll probably see these two stick a little bit closer together here. Making sure they don't give away anything else on this offlane. Because we know how scary Bulldog can get if he gets a nice start in the offlane, and so far, he's certainly finding the levels. Top lane, Loader, visibly kind of scared here of the Veno-Centaur combination coming out from the side of Monkey Business.
Yeah, he's being pressured pretty hard. But both heroes are sitting relatively even farm, only a 2 CS, or I guess make that 3 CS advantage for Moon at this point. And I guess the most interesting thing so far for me this game was the fact that Alliance decided to pick up a Lesh and throw him mid.
This hero did get pretty significantly nerfed. Still feeling like it's worthy of picking in this situation. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that...
Oh, Gale onto Minus. He will get the snowball out by himself sometime. Loader getting the damage onto Moon with the ice shards. Actually going to hold Loader back. He still gets 1, 2. Is it going to be enough? He's going to try and move forward here with the Invis. Sentry has been dropped. Moon pops a salve. Will be able to live through that harassment. And the bottom lane at the same time. Fly getting chased down. Level 3 at the moment. Still holding on to a skill point here. He's not put it into anything, so he can get the grave if need be. Ake's going to continue to chase him down. And Fly.
He doesn't have boots.
He's going for the walk around here, trying to give it the old juke, and now he will put the point into the grave. So realizing he's going to need it. And it looks like he'll get away as well, so the skill point will be forced to be used, but he just managed to keep his life intact.
I mean, he would have probably put that point in there anyway. The only reason that you hold that point is because if there's ever a kill opportunity with Poison Touch, you want the ability to skill it up then, and then throw it out.
Okay, he's going to walk into a very angry Miracle. He's going to get some of the spears down on him. Top lane, Moon was trying to go in close and personal with Loader. And Minus has rotated down to the bottom lane now. See if he can get anything here. Ake's fairly low though. He's going to walk in with a slow, and there's your snowball straight onto Miracle. Miracle does get out the inner vitality, and Big Daddy turns up to the fight. He will take that kill there onto Lich. And very fortunate timing there for the Ember Spirit to be looking for a rotation bottom.
He was more than ready for that. Like, he is like, all right, they're probably going to gank the Husker, because Husker is one of those heroes that if you let him get out of control, it is so difficult to stop him, especially when you only have 2 heroes on your team who actually deal with him. So Bulldog's going to want to probably get Aghanims at some point in this game to obviously apply the break so you don't get the damage reduction from Berserker's Blood. But
Miracle.
Here comes the run at you strategy.
He hasn't... Oh, with the charges, he's going to be close to getting enough for the inner vitality. Yeah, just enough for the stick charges. Doesn't matter though, still goes down. Gale will connect onto 2. Fly moving in as well. Alliance will get themselves another very key kill there onto the Huskar. And now with the snowball, they might even get more. The pass by Stone catching off Fly, the shards blocking off Crit. Can they pick themselves up even more here? Yes, they can. Double kill for Bulldog. They'll try and chase down Fly. Bulldog does have the ultimate available if he can get the vision in. Well, gets it, drops it onto Fly. And they'll move down past the tower. The TP reactions are coming out. Looks like they'll leave Fly to just tank up the Doom. I think he will live for it. Shouldn't be enough damage, I don't think, level 1. No, he's going to be fine. He's just held back out of the fight for a bit. So they don't get the kill with the ultimate, but they get a double kill on Bulldog nonetheless. They might even get more now, because S4 has moved round to the bottom lane. Looking to lead in here with the Lightning. Gets the stun onto Miracle. Miracle does get off the inner vitality. Is it going to be enough at this point of the game? Trying to turn around with the spears. The Dazzle, Shallow Grave is big. Will allow him to get the return kill onto S4. Bulldog on the back lines does clear off Fly, and they also find the kill onto Miracle. They're going to find the Burning Spear damage ticking down at the Lich. Now Moon with Big Daddy. They'd love to chase down Bulldog, but he's pretty damn tanky. Now with the Stampede, looking to close the gap. Bulldog might try and hope for a neutral creep deny here, as he's in a lot of trouble, a lot of pain, and they will find the return kill. So nonetheless, Alliance, they did find some favorable action down bottom, but the fact that they took S4 down there, loses his life along with the Lich, and also Bulldog after that whole little escapade going down to the side of Monkey Business, means that this game is still very, very close.
No one really getting a huge advantage. Obviously, you can say Alliance with a 2-kill lead, probably coming out a tiny bit ahead. And Loda has managed to find himself a little bit of space, so that's probably good for them as well. He's level 7 now. He's got TP available if he wants to try to counter gank or something like that. And during the early game, even having that 1 point into Death Pact makes you deal so much more damage, especially if you get a good creep in the woods to be able to eat and then just go down and try to kill maybe Miracle, for example, because they have been pressuring him heavily, and the guy doesn't have boots. So Bulldog sees that and he says, all right.
Oh, the combo from S4. Bringing him low.
He might get him? All right, no. He had a high ground ward, but I think he knew that Fly was there, so.
Bottom lane, Bulldog ready to move in onto Miracle. He does have the Doom available. He's going to bring him low. The inner vitality to come out, and now he's going to drop the Doom, but there's Fly about as well. The bounces will be real. Shallow Grave onto Miracle. Miracle might just be able to live for this one.
Fly.
Minus with the stun onto Moon. Loda's turned up to the fight as well. They will still get the kill onto Miracle. 2 down so far. They may just be able to make it 3 as Moon will get the Stampede out in time. Minus does not have the ability to get those shards out. And it will just be 2 people dying on the side of Monkey Business. This time, they won't be able to find anything from the side of Alliance. And Alliance may just take this tier 1 on the bottom lane as well.
Moon needs to get to his Blink Dagger real bad. Out of everyone on the team, he has had probably one of the better early games. He's right up there with No Tail in terms of CS. So when he gets Blink, he can actually start helping his team initiate, and I'm pretty sure his ultimate right there had just come off cooldown by the time he used it. Otherwise, definitely would have used it to try to save Miracle. But great start for Alliance. I mean, last game, they had a very similar early time. They were just killing towers, getting really good engagements, and everything looked great for them. But question is, if it continues at this pace, is Crit going to turn into the Venomancer we all need 2 times in a row?
He certainly got, well, he got a very good timing on the Aghanims in the first game. It's going to be whether he can do it again. In the jungle, Loda. He's got the backup of Ake and Bulldog. Pushing this lane in pretty far. Monkey Business are there in case Alliance decide to go too greedy. But Alliance playing it sensibly for the time being. A bit of space on the top lane has been given to Crit as he's starting to push down this top tower. He's touching onto level 6 pretty soon to get that Poison Nova online if he wishes to skill it now. And the game plan for Alliance seems to certainly be hang around in the Radiant jungle and maybe see if they can catch someone. Now the Teep is coming out top. Minus is going to lead in onto Crit. We might see a bit of hate come out to this man. They weren't happy with what he did to them last game, and they'll make him pay in game 2. Quick and easy pick off there onto the Venom.
They've taken out the real carry, is what we're trying to get at right now. It ain't about the Ember Spirit, it ain't about the Husker. It's all about Crit's Venomancers. So, all things considered, like we were talking about Alliance early game, it's going fantastic. I mean, Bulldog's level 8 right now. He's got 1,500 gold.
Oh, the stun timing is clever, it's smart, but Big Daddy No Tail did have the Remnant. Trying to bait out the Ember Spirit there, but they didn't have the damage or the control to finish him.
That's a fairly late armlet, considering that safe lane Husker. And also, he doesn't even have boots. So, no boots, 10-minute armlet, not the greatest for Miracle. But the fact that he does have it now means that if he wants to play a little bit more aggressive, he can do that. He's still going to be very tanky. He'll probably be the recipient of like 90% of the dooms this game, though. And that's really annoying as a Husker. Because when you turn your armlet on and you get doomed, you can't turn it off.
Stampede because mid lane. S4 trying to go in onto Big Daddy. Big Daddy in a lot of trouble and he's going to go down. Can't get himself out in time. Didn't have a Remnant to zap out to. That's a big kill there. Getting the kill onto the Ember Spirit. And S4 at the moment sitting on the top of the net worth alongside Bulldog on his Doom. 4.7k apiece.
Alliance continue their early game advantage here, taking off a hero who I feel is pretty difficult for their team to take down in general. Like prior to the Clinks getting an Orchid, or you know, maybe S4 gets like a Yules or something like that at some point later on. Those are really the ways that you expect the Ember to die, but not like that. Definitely not like that.
That's hanging around top. Eyes on Crit. Has managed to find his level 7, 900 gold towards what will almost certainly be that rush into the Aghanim Scepter like in game 1. Moon, 1600 towards the Blink Dagger on his Centaur. There's a smoke up in fact from Alliance. It's going to get dispelled by Miracle on the other side of the tree line. They're going to try and lead in on this one. He does get the Vitality out in time, but the Doom still dropped. And Miracle in a lot of trouble, and Alliance are ready to look for more. They find the kill onto Huskar. And Bulldog will shut the rock out. Onto Fly, trying to chase him. Big Daddy zips himself away from the rune, snagging that bounty from underneath the noses of Alliance. It will just be one kill, but a big kill again nonetheless. As Alliance so far are doing a good job at killing off the cause of Monkey Business.
Yeah, this Husker is not really the snowball factor that you would expect to see, especially from a player like Miracle. Very, very high caliber. Okay, going to be spotted here between the tier 1 and the tier 2, but I think Alliance being in the area is going to deter Fly from doing anything too crazy. And honestly, like, this Lich Doom offlane has done a tremendous amount of work for them. Just the fact that you can turn on Scorched Earth, just run at Miracle, and he actually can't fight back. There's very few combinations in the game that make a Husker scared to fight you. And unfortunately for a Monkey Business, this is one of them. Especially since that first death that happened when Fly left to go check the rune or drop a ward. I forget what time of game it was, but it was like 2 or 3 minutes maybe. And he just dies. Like, as soon as that happens, that lane is like automatically 10 times harder. And because of Lich and his passive deny, and the fact that Doom is just going to farm a ton because of Devour, that lane I don't really think ever had a chance. Especially since they put the Veno top. Like, maybe if the Veno stays bottom and they do the same tri lane they did in the first time, or the first game, they would have had a much better chance of, like, at least going even, or maybe even winning that lane for Miracle. But maybe they figured that they didn't need the help.
Has he got the blink dagger on the sensor?
Soon.
It's very close, only just 100 to go now. Thought it'd be around the corner. Flight. We have to do some de-warding here. Alliance is moving in. Won't quite be able to close that gap though. To get themselves the kill. I'm going to pick a smoke up here on Arcade. They'd love to try and find some action across the map. Bulldog has got the ult back online, ready with the Doom. And leading himself into the Radiant jungle. They've got some pretty nice vision here, and I've seen them come in. Arcade will be able to de-ward around the rune spot. There's still the Radiant vision slap bang in the middle of the jungle. So they know the Bulldog's about here, and they'll feel safe to try and look for some pressure on the top lane off the back of that. And Blink Dagger currently being sent out on the courier here. Moon has got it out on himself now, so they're ready to go for a push on top, and they're ready to jump if Alliance come in with the counter reaction.
It could be big if they can get a couple of picks here, maybe get the tier 1 going for them. They need some kind of momentum going their way, because the last, well, I guess better part of 10 minutes has definitely not been favoring them. And they definitely know that Minus is in the area. They got that ward behind the tower, so they have a good idea of what's going on.
I think Minus could be in a bit of trouble there. Get the snowball out in time. And 4 heroes around. Minus has not got any backup incoming. And they'll lose the Tusk here on the side of Alliance. They should get the tier 1 as well. TP's backed. Already coming to
Roshan, though. They got the medallion up on the Clinks.
They're looking for the trades.
Yeah, no, I actually think that because of the position that Alliance are in, trading a tier 1 for Roche is really worth it, because you can very easily take the last tier 1 that's in the off lane, and then you can look to maybe push into tier 2s at an early stage. So I think that this move is actually fine, even if they end up losing the tier 1 in the safe lane. And the other thing too is they actually also have 2 heroes bottom. So Bulldog's
yeah, they've got
down
people
here.
applying pressure down there as well. I mean,
Yeah.
do you think they get this Roche? Is there any way that Monkey Business can get there in time?
Oh god, no. They are like super far out of position. Like they would have to TP to a tier 2, like maybe mid or bottom, and then force Ake and Bulldog back and then try to go to Roche. Or they could TP to mid and just run straight there. But the thing is, they also have vision. So Alliance are going to see them if they come from mid or bottom at this point. And I mean, worst case scenario, they delay it, but I think they're actually fine just saying, all right, we'll get the tower. We probably don't even know that they're doing Roche because they don't have any vision around the river at all. Like Monkey Business are blind in that area. And yeah, this is just free Aegis. Well, not free, but no contention, at least, on the Roche itself.
I think Monkey Business will obviously realize that now and see what they do in reaction. Do they stay top and try and look to pressure this tier 2? They're keeping 4 of them up there at the moment. That's what's going to start to make his way up. He's now got 2k gold on top of the point booster. Looking towards his first big major item. Fly and Miracle. Miracle and 1700 gold on top of the armlet. S4 is going to spot him out here. He's found the Huskar. Dazzle is there, though. Miracle's just going to turn and go with the punches. Does get stunned up, and now the physical damage from Clinks bringing Miracle low. Not quite low enough, though. Miracle will be able to walk himself out of this one, and Alliance won't be able to chase any further, even with the Stampede. Bulldog was trying to get a Doom there onto Big Daddy, and talking about Bulldog, sitting on 2.3k gold. I don't know if he's going to go for the Blink Dagger this game on the Doom.
I think Blink Dagger is really solid. He could also... Wait, did he just buy a Stout? Oh, he sold it. Never mind.
He's saving up his... Is this him going for the Radiance build?
I think Radiance is pretty bad against these heroes.
He's got a lot of money, and he's not willing to spend it at the moment.
He could go for something like maybe Shadowblade. I think Shadowblade is really legit when you can transition into Silver Edge against Husker. Makes it like...
there we go. Yeah. Straight up.
I really like the Shadowblade option, especially when you know that you're going to have map control. It makes Shadowblade much better of an initiation item because you're forcing the enemy team to always buy sentries, right? So it's a constant gold drain. And then if you take the proper pathing and you get the initiation with the Shadow or Silver Edge into Doom, the hero's just dead. Like, there's not really much you can do after that.
Well, this is a smoke up, in fact, from the side of Monkey Business. They're moving around. Yeah, they are smoked here. They want to try and jump and fight Alliance on the top lane. You've got both Minuts and Loader in the neighborhood. Minuts, in fact, he's going to spot out Moon with the Sigil. Moon actually blinks back, catches Minuts out with the stun, and Minuts is going to go down. There's a nice little bit of fancy footwork there from Moon on the Centaur. Allows the team to get in range. Loader will obviously avoid that smoke gank, heads himself away from it. They are actually, in fact, moving S4 in a little bit with the Leshrac as he hangs around the tier 2. Solar Crest is now complete, though, on this Clinks. So a lot of single target damage is going to be dealt And that's S4 now with a completed Bloodstone here. So let's see what I can do with this. There's still a lot of members of the side of Monkey Business around here, deep in the Dire Jungle at the same time. Bulldog will find himself a solo kill onto Crit, who was just looking to try and farm up on his own on the bottom lane. S4 leaning in here, but the Stampede comes out. Moon, Miracle, and Fly, they want to continue to look at the jump. Miracle just wants to go here, straight in onto Loda, but Loda just turns and clicks him. There's going to be a shallow grave, keeping Miracle alive for the time being. Loda will fall. Killing spree for S4, though, as he finds the kill onto Dazzle. Miracle is going to finally get taken down here by the set of Alliance, and S4 will lose the Aegis. Bulldog moving forward here with the Shadow Blade, seeing if he can find anything else, though. Doesn't seem to be the case. So 3 for 1 there. As it settles off, and the Aegis, of course, did get taken down as well. Moon moving back in here with the Invis. Love to try and burst down Minus, but he is on his own. And Minus with full mana and a lot of health, and 300 or so away from that mechanism. Moon's just going to continue to scout it out here. And in fact, they've spotted him straight into the cover of the sentry, trying to get himself back out, but the shards will finish him the gem. Picked up by Ake here, 18 minutes in. And what a tasty pickup that was, allowing them to get that kill on Moon.
Man, that's got to be so frustrating to die like that. Just walk into a very early gem purchase by Alliance. And I mean, the gem is great because when you have an advantage like this and you know that you just have full control, then buying the gem is a huge investment because all you have to do is walk around. You get all the wards pretty much for free. Although at this point, it looks like Monkey Business have mostly aggressive warding. So if they want that gem to be useful, they're going to have to go back into their side of the map. But just ensuring that the enemy team doesn't have vision is so huge for maintaining control of the game. I'm not sure if the previous game they had a gem as early as they do now. Probably not, actually. But when you have it like this, and you know the enemy team only has limited ways of taking fights, it's just so helpful. It just means they have to play so much more scared. Like right now, they got 3 people sitting top lane, 2 cores and a Dazzle just sitting nearby, making sure that neither of these guys get in any real trouble. So he's going to be in the vicinity to throw out a grave or a heal if he needs to. And Alliance, they're looking really good.
Yeah, and after that fight, of course, the fact that S4 did manage to amount to 10 Bloodstone charges. Good start already there with the Bloodstone pickup. Well, let's try and find more here. Big Daddy and Fly are hanging about. You've got Bulldog in the sidelines, waiting with the ultimate, ready to jump. Miracle's looking for S4, and they're going to go straight in first. Monkey Business trying to fight up against S4. S4 needs some kind of backup, and here it turns up, but he's already dead. Will get taken down there. The Doom onto Miracle, bringing him down low. Fly buys him some time here with a shallow grave, but Miracle almost certainly, unless going to do something amazing. Oh, it gets a lot of stacks down onto Bulldog, and that might allow Big Daddy Nota to finish off this Doom. Blinking, who stopped from Moon there, will get the kill. Now with the Chain Frost bouncing out from Ake, looks like Monkey Business are trying to get themselves out. Moon did blink up to the east. Alliance are looking for him. Moon, yeah, should be able to juke this out. Blinks away and does TP out. So a 2-for-1 trade there. They lose Bulldog, but again, killing this Miracle Huskar.
No, it was 2 for 2. The Lich died as well.
Ah, yes, at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he just had that quick respawn time. So I think they'll still be happy with the fact that they took down the Huskar. One of the issues, though, is the fact that your Crit Veno is doing fairly well on his Ags progression. Has the point boost of the Ogre Club.
Is it happening again, Owen?
It could put. I mean, it certainly feels a bit deja vu. We've got the Ember Spirit, Big Daddy No-Tail going for the same build that he did in Game 1. Picked up the Maelstrom. So we could be seeing a repeat. But obviously at the moment, Alliance do have that lead. But they certainly had a lead in Game 1, Anti, and they didn't win it.
They had more than a lead. They had tier 4s dead in their opponent's base and no tier 3 left to defend the last remaining racks. That was a huge advantage. But Smoke, now for Monkey Business, wanting to re-establish some control over the map. They might find Ake. Not the ideal target, but oh, Smoke broke.
Alrighty.
I mean, that's not really a valuable kill considering they just like 4-man smoked for that, but it's better than nothing.
I guess on the plus side, they're in a position to maybe try and look to knock down this tier 2 on the top lane. I've still got the full gang up there. Bottom lane, Minus found himself an Invis rune. I'd be happy if someone TP's in here for the defense. It's going to be Big Daddy. S4. She's staying in lane at the moment. Pushing it onto the tier 2. Miracle just farming up the Ancients. Did pick up that Helm of the Dominator and has got 800 gold on top as well. A little bit behind in terms of net worth compared to the Doom and the Leshrac, in fact, of Alliance. But certainly not a gap that he's not going to be able to close if he gets a couple of kills under his belt. Loda standing in position to hold on to this tier 2, as he has got backup incoming as well. Ake and S4 coming in behind. But he may get jumped here, and he certainly will. Moon going straight in with the combo onto Loda. Gale as well. Poison Nova will connect, and Loda's got to get himself out. He may just still die. He's going to TP back to the fountain here. Hope for the regen to keep him alive. Moon looking for the TP out, and he's, oh, not going to make it. Will fall, and now Bulldog with a level death, cancelling the TP here of Crit. And they should be able to find themselves a second kill. The Plague Ward nearly blocks him up. Won't be enough at the end. Lich taking the kill there. So they get themselves 2 kills. Loda stays alive there with a pretty smart TP back to base. And another bit of favourable action there for Alliance.
Yeah, Bloodstone charges too coming up on S4. It's always going to be good. I think they nerfed the starting charges by 2. So you buy it and... oh no, it still starts with 8.
Still 8, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I don't know why I thought that, but... Either way, still good stuff coming out from Alliance. And
he's going to go for a 1v1 over Big Daddy. Big Daddy says no, thank you.
Can't man fight the Klings, man. That hero hits way, way too hard. Glyph also going to be forced here in top lane.
Crit. It's closing in on that item of doom. Halfway through level 10 as well. 270 gold, and he will have that big blue beauty in his pocket. And then we'll start to see what Alliance can do to play around it. We saw in game 1, they certainly had trouble dealing with the Venom ult. And the question is, what can they do differently here? And is their lineup any better suited to deal with the Venom?
I mean, you're still going to have the same kind of heroes buying pipe. Like, you're going to want Ake to do it in the end, you know? They're going to smoke right into Moon and Miracle here.
He's got the Stampede available as well. So they want to fight this. Miracle gets off the Inner Vitality, but the Yule's holding him in place. Snowball as well, he gets shoved back. They might just be able to save Miracle here. No, the physical damage is too much here, and the punch to the backside. Huskar will drop. Stomp onto Bulldog, holding him back. A couple of nice pickoffs there for Alliance. Smoke was successful. Haven't quite got the creep wave here, so they'll have to back up and get that one back.
Yep.
With them. Oh, in fact, they found Big Daddy here as well. Loda, he is scouting him out.
Do they have disables for him, though? That's the question.
Oh, that was an ambitious TP. The stun is there. We'll still get the run.
That still hits, by the way. That still hits.
Oh.
It's gonna...
Oh! Loda with the global 360 no-scope.
I think he wanted Moon to use his ultimate so he could walk away from the arrow and then get graved. No, seriously, like, it might have saved him.
Yeah, he could have got back. Yeah.
Yeah, Fly might have been able to grave him if he did that, but maybe he just wasn't paying attention. I don't know. Actually, no, it's no-tail. He was definitely screaming for ult. He was like, center ult, center ult.
That was a very flashy kill, that.
He's just like, wait, what? Why would I ult?
One for the highlight reel, that.
Yeah. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Leshrac pick this game because last game, S4 had Bat, right? And yes. Bat is not really the high ground hero, and I believe it was Iori who brought up the fact that Alliance's team wasn't really great at breaching high ground in the previous match. Not the case this game. Okay, they got Clinks and they have Lesh together. So you have Edict. Obviously, Clinks deals a tremendous amount of physical DPS. You can break that high ground when you have a 15 to 20k advantage, whereas last time they really struggled to do it. So you were also asking if there was a difference between this game and the Venomancer and the previous one. And I would say the main difference is that their damage output is much faster. And they also have a way of isolating a hero from a fight that doesn't require them to put themselves in harm's way. And I mean, that's pretty much just throwing out a Doom, right? You Doom somebody, they gotta run. That's all that happens. So, Alliance going for the second Rosh of the game here. Just under 27 minutes. Easy peasy. I think Monkey Business were actually like planning on smoking up as that happened, but as they see Roshan die, they probably just decide against it.
Alliance are ready to go though. With that Aegis in tow, they want to start a fight. Monkey Business. I didn't know. In comes S4. He wants to lead this one in. The ping's coming out, but straight away the jump onto S4 from Miracle. Yule's holding Crit in place. Crit still alive here. Has got the Poison Nova. Would love to get a multi-man one off. And here we go. Straight into the middle of the fight. Gets it out. War's Punch coming in. But here's the Chain Frost bounces from Ake. Doing a fair bit. They've already lost Bulldog. Aegis has been taken off of the hands of S4. And he's made up for round 2. They'll find the kill onto Crit. Miracle doomed up. Should go down. The Shallow Grave, in fact, going to keep him alive. Fly will sacrifice himself here. The second killer for the side of Alliance has been a 2 for 2 so far. Miracle tries trying to get himself away. Moon coming back with a Hoostel to hold back S4. Miracle trying to turn him and fight it up, but with Loda turning up. Actually, Loda's been helped out by the steering change from Big Daddy. Loda might be in trouble. Getting low. Big Daddy can't quite finish off the kill. Loda's still alive. The Sleight of Fist isn't enough, and he just turns around with the right clicks, gets the kill. Double kill for the Clinks. Loda will survive and get himself out of there. So a 2-for-4 trade, and Alliance making the best usage there of the Aegis.
Yeah, that was a really nice fight coming out for them. They almost team wiped them, more or less. Now, they did lose Aegis, so in the end it was, what, a 3-for-4? So not a... I guess it wasn't totally lopsided, but again, walking away with a lot of Bloodstone charges. Now S4 is up to 1,800 gold. And the Deso is now complete on Clinks, so we were talking about how Husker kind of struggles against Clinks and the physical damage output in conjunction with the Doom. I think this pick might end up becoming the Achilles heel of Monkey Business because they don't actually have... I mean, they have an okay team with him. It's just the heroes that Alliance have actually deal with him so easily in these fights. It doesn't really seem like this is the God mode Husker that, you know, most people who play pubs are accustomed to seeing, you know?
Oh, Loda. Does he want to give it some? That's a yes.
Oh my god, he hits hard.
Woo!
Alright, Moon was not expecting that kind of damage.
Alrighty.
The funny part about that was, and this is gonna sound really funny, but he hits once without Medallion. And then he like baited Moon into a false sense of security, making him think that he was gonna take the same damage every hit. And in that sense, he probably would have been able to stomp if the Medallion wasn't there. But he Medallioned after the second hit. So the second and the third hit did way more damage to him.
You're right, Andy. That was hilarious.
Shut up. Anyway.
Fly walking that one off. There's a double damage on this Loda. Let's see what I can do with that. BKB has now been picked up by Bulldog. A little bit earlier than the BKB was purchased last game against the Venomancer, so I think he may have learnt. Bulldog is ready to go. Deso. Double damage still on Loda. They should be able to find this tier 2 with relative ease.
Oh my god, the DD and the Wolf Aura hits for 348 damage. That's actually insane. 30 minutes to hit that hard. The other thing too is they also have like Frost Armor and stuff like that. There's just so many tools that Alliance have to take these fights. And I didn't really think about it before, but if you...
Big Daddy. He's in big trouble. If this Doom lands, that's a good job he did that.
He's fine. But I was going to mention the synergy between Sigil and Frost Armor. So Frost Armor is a 30% movement speed slow and a 20% attack speed slow. And then you have Sigil, which at level 3 is 20% movement speed and 50% attack speed. Which means if you hit somebody who has armor on and the Sigil is near you, you're basically afflicted by level 3 untouchable. Which is like insane to think about. And you also move freaking slow. So how do you actually chase anybody as like a melee hero in this game? Well, I guess not melee, but like Husker, who relies on auto-attacking.
Obviously, Monkey Business had a plan in game 1, you know, to turn around situations like this. Let's see if they're able to do it again here in game 2. It's coming up to 15k. It was 20k leading net worth, I believe, when it started to go back in favor of Monkey Business, so we'll maybe see if that happens again here, but it certainly feels this one is a little bit more comfortably in the hands of Alliance, and it's going to be very hard for Monkey Business to turn this one around.
Yeah. I think that Alliance had a very good plan in the previous game as well. It's just they were not expecting the Venomancer to have such an impact, and this time they compensate by picking heroes who can actually breach high ground a lot easier, and even though they haven't attempted it yet, they have a 15 kill lead. They've gotten both Roshan so far. Next Roshan's going to be on the table in probably like, what, 5 to 7 minutes, something like that. And then they can look to just take another one, get the cheese in their inventory, and just maybe try to end it.
Oh, can he get the perfect timing? Oh, the Sleight of Fist dodge in the Remnant now. Big Daddy with the juke.
Yeah, it's very difficult to do that combo to Ember, but the Yules is still nice because you can dispel Flame Guard. So during a team fight, for whatever reason, if you're not using your Yules to stun and you find an opportunity to just dispel them, it can be very, very useful for you. And that is BKB number 2, by the way.
They're coming out. Miracle. Santa standing in the mid lane. There's now Mjolnir for Big Daddy. Working on that item build this time. Gets it without the courier dying, as was in game 1. So arguably, the Ember Spirit progression is a little bit better than it was in game 1. We'll see what he can do with that. Aghanims is going to be the focus here for Mumians on the Centaur. Loda is ready to go, leading in the gang here. With the smoke, Bulldog wants to try and find a tasty Doom. Big Daddy no tail. certainly pass as one of those, and here we go. Coming in, but the ping's coming out. They're seeing it, a Moon with the stomp, straight away onto Bulldog. Loaded trying to get the damage out here with the right clicks, but the Stampede away is already there. Minus, snowballing forward. Crit gets a lovely poison over out, but here come the BKBs from Alliance. Miracle kept alive here by the shallow grave. No one to die as of yet. Miracle trying to get the right clicks out. Minus getting low. They'll lose the Dazzle. They do finally lose Miracle, and no one yet on the side of Alliance is dead. Bulldog gets stomped out though. The Yule's holding back Moon, but Bulldog will still fall. Moon, he could be in trouble here as Loader's just working himself into it all. S4 with a triple kill. Big Daddy gets the chains off. There'll be the lightning slow. S4 can't quite chase that down, but it is a 3 for 4 here. So a close trade, but still a favorable one there for Alliance.
All right, I'm getting worried. It's happening again, isn't it?
I don't think we're in that territory yet.
But the Venomancer's damage, look at how he did more damage than S4.
He did more damage than the entire team of Alliance put together, according to that.
Venomancer, what a hero. And the thing is, he always finds the opportunities to be able to get in. Like, honestly, doom the Veno. Don't doom the Husker, just doom the Veno.
He's got a Veil now.
Like, if you have Shadow Blade and you open up and you doom him, I am actually willing to bet that the Husker does less in a team fight than the Venomancer does right now. They started that fight, and yeah, sure, the Grave was very nicely placed by Fly, kept the Husker alive long enough to get a lot of damage out, almost got a kill, and then everyone just melts to the Venomancer damage over time. And out of those 3 kills, Crit got credit for 2 of them. I think with the other person who died, I don't remember who got it, but it was pretty much all the Poison Nova damage that did the work there. So I don't know, man. I'm sensing a little deja vu.
Well, we'll see. We'll hold on hope here for Alliance to see if they can continue to maintain this. But indeed, as you said, the graph has begun to level out in terms of net worth. This could all be going to plan for the side of Monkey Business.
It can't happen twice, right? Like, it can't happen 2
times.
times.
Dude, if this happens twice... I'll be done. I'm done.
we retire. That's it. It's over. Pack it up, boys.
They've got a 15k. I think it was closing in on 20k lead at the moment. Yeah, okay. It's about 16.758. I'd say K lead at the moment.
So now the question is, BKBs are out on the cores of Alliance. What are the next item choices for these guys? Looks like Shiva's is going to potentially be the option for S4. And then Loda, he is either going for Daedalus or MKB. Probably MKB because there's a Halberd out, I would imagine. Though Crit's not really bad either. And then for Bulldog, does he go for Assault? Since there's probably most likely Shiva's coming out on S4. Oh, this is really big, by the way. The Aghanims pick up on Moon. This is really good. And they instantly smoke, realizing how big of an advantage the item gives them.
This is the go time.
Yeah, this is really good.
If they can catch Alliance out here, it's going to be very hard for them to find two. Loda still has a double damage. He's going to actually dispel the smoke. Oh, he's looking for the Who Stomp. Won't be able to get it. Who's being dropped. Only connect onto Moon. Moon gets 4-star back out. Loaded from the high ground, trying to go to work, but there's your Poison Nova coming out, clipping them on the side of the fight. Border pots the BKB trying to go in. At the moment, Monkey Business just kiting it out. Looks like Moon may be in a bit of trouble. He's got a lot of armor though. He may just turn around. No, he's going to go for the TP out here. S4 looking for the kill onto Crit. Will be able to find the Venomancer. Now Alliance seeing if they can chase down for even more. The Monkey Business are already heading back down the lane. So they lose Crit on the Veno. With a 4-star forward, can they catch out Fly? No, looks like he'll be able to get himself out. So just the one hero down, but this will give Alliance the opening to kill Roshan if they wish to check it out and look for it at this point.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they shouldn't have fought a little bit harder for that. S4, going for the stun.
He's going to get it as well. Do they have any kind of follow-up? In fact, Big Daddy with the elusive remnant placements.
Very diligent about having those out.
Yeah, gets himself away.
But it does buy a little bit of time. Maybe Monkey Business will be able to get themselves over here and try to stop the Roche, but Bulldog, he's got the Invis Rune and the Shadow Blade on top of that. Yeah, I don't know. If Alliance end up getting Roche out of this, which it seems very likely that they will, I think that Monkey Business should try to fight a little bit harder there. Like, you know Roshan's going to be up. If you just walk away after your Veno hits like a 3-man ulti, I mean, okay, so Veno ults. That's all he does. He just ults. Maybe throws down a Plague Ward and a Gale, you know? Not really much else outside of the Poison Nova. So once that happens, Alliance focused him. Like, they tunnel vision the Veno to kill him. Okay, well, that's kind of like a waste of time, right? Because he's already used pretty much the only ability that he has that matters. And I guess Moon kind of was really low before things kicked off because he missed that stomp, so maybe that's why they decided not to fight it. But in the end, gives Alliance another little bit of an advantage here. And it looks like Ake is holding on to the cheese for now. And they are making a pipe a hell of a lot sooner than they did in game 1. This Tusk is carrying the 2 rings of regen and a cloak right now.
Shiva's now picked up by S4, and they're going to go for the tier 2 here in the mid lane. At the same time, top lane's being pressured by Monkey Business. They're trying to get a tier 2 of their own, with Moon starting to work away at it. Yeah, I've got Loda moving in. He's been able to find the solo kill before Moon. It's going to be a little bit harder when Moon has, of course, got the Hag Stampede. Middle lane, Alliance grouped up as 4. Moon has actually TP back instead, or Moon. They don't know he's there at the moment. It's going to have to just hold on for a minute there. Be careful about revealing himself on this top lane. In fact, he's going to go for it. He's trying to finish off this tier 2 here, but the pings have come out, and they are making their way towards him now. He's TP'd out. Has managed to get the TP straight out. So no one getting caught out there. There's a lot of money coming up on Big Daddy as well now. 3.5k gold. Of course, in the last game, we saw him go for the Skadi after the Mjolnir. I wouldn't be surprised if we just see him go for the same build.
Yeah, I think he'll probably do the same thing. I mean, there's no Orchid or anything that he has to worry about, so making a Manta or something like that, like, it's not really useful for him at this point. But yeah, Skadi could be on the table for sure, especially against like Clinks and Doom. They're pretty fast heroes, so just being able to throw out a Sleight of Fist, apply the Skadi slow on top of the Poison Sting as well. You actually lose quite a bit of movement speed from that, so you can chase people down with relative ease, assuming they get into a position where they can actually win a fight, which seems to be eluding them pretty heavily this game.
Yeah, S4's having quite a game. 19 Bloodstone charges on the man. 2.5k gold now on top of the Shivas. Yeah, he's having a great time. Top of the net worth as well. There's quite a big difference here between him and Ember. Bulldog. He's going to go for this one, and Moon in a lot of trouble here. He won't be able to tank out this one. And he will go down here. Bulldog with the final blow. Taking down Moon. Mid lane, we might see a bit of action go the way of Monkey Business though at the same time. They've found S4. Have they got the control? S4 able to just walk north there, avoid the gale. So S4's going to be okay for the time being. He's got the rest of Alliance coming in with the backup.
Still Monkey Business. They got some tenacity, I'll say that. 2 games in a row, they're at a pretty heavy deficit, and they're still making it a game. It's very easy in these positions to just kind of like flop over under the pressure and make one bad mistake, and then you just lose your racks or something like that, but they're maintaining a pretty decent amount of control this game, still finding farm on their cores. Miracle's starting to get himself towards his next item. Not sure if he wants to go like straight up Satanic or if he wants to go for something else, but here come Alliance. Got that Deso Clinks.
We'll force out the fort. 10 seconds, and we will have Moon back in the game. S4 trying to set something up onto Big Daddy, but Big Daddy with the Remnant away. Grip moving forward, gets the Gale onto Loda. Loda just standing ground. And we'll find the tier 3 with that push Alliance. Searing Chains to connect onto S4. And now with the TP in, Moon has returned to the fight here. So they want to try and catch anyone from Alliance on the back of it. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case. They're just going to hold it in base, and Alliance will back out. Just start to get the mid lane flowing in as well.
I like that Alliance are being more disciplined about their pushing. So they get that tower and they're satisfied with that. They don't feel the need to force it anymore. They know that their carry versus carry matchup is actually more favorable in this game than it was in the first. So they don't have to put themselves in a position where they can allow themselves to make a mistake. You know, like some teams might go high ground there and then, okay, well, we get like 3 or 4 man poison over it and we lose. But not this time.
Oh, S4 there with a Yule's reaction to stop Moon from getting off that stun.
He saw him coming.
Oh, Loda. 1, 2, 3. Bringing Fly down to critical. Does get the shallow grave out. Now Alliance will go to push.
Yeah, he kills that through backdoor protection with ease. So with Assault Cuirass and Deso, Miracle is going to be having a real rough time inside of these fights. I mean, between the 2 of them, I mean, Assault Cuirass is -5 armor and then Deso's 7. So he's losing the majority of his armor. He only has about 5. And that's not including the Solar Crest either, so he's actually at -5. Because he does not have a BKB just yet. But again, smoke for Monkey Business.
And they get the wrap around onto Alliance. They do have these wards, so they know that Alliance are in their jungle. Loda's going to walk through first. They'll pop down a sentry. They spot him out there. She does as well. Loda with a nice BKB reaction. Miracle jumps forward and now trying to get themselves out. Stampede is there. He has been doomed up. Minus with the snowball. Cross terrain. Won't get the stun. Miracle might just be able to get himself out, but Bulldogs continues to chase. Crit now gets off the Poison Nova. He will get taken down, though, so Venom to fall. Miracle just turns and fights with the rest of the team to find the kill onto Bulldog. It's a 1-for-1 so far, and a trade that Monkey Business will be happy with. They won't be happy with that, though. They've lost Moon on the Centaur. Fly blocked off by the Ice Shards, and the damage from Loader ripping through this Dazzle. He's got the shallow grave, but he's still going to go down here. Double kill for S4. Snowball in onto Miracle, and the physical deeps from this Clinks. Just a little bit too much. He will get Heaven's Halberded up, so Loader actually not going to be able to finish that one off. Miracle may be able to get himself back in. Big Daddy trying to find his Searing Chains, gets it onto Ake. Ake's not got a lot of armor, and he's got a lot of luck either. He's got the gem on the deck. Now Miracle jumping onto S4. Is this it? Miracle, no! S4 is going to be fine. Back up to full health. Miracle getting caught out here by the punch. Loader should try and turn and finish this one off, and he'll get it. Wicked 6 streak here for the Clinks. An Alliance, a little bit rocky, but overall they hold on. And it's a 24 charge Bloodstone now for S4. Gets the lining onto Big Daddy. Big Daddy turning around here with a Slight. And the Gale's going to come out. Won't connect onto anyone on the side of Alliance. Big Daddy continues to move forward. Looking at Loader, but Loader just turns around with the right clicks. He's got to be careful. Loader puts the BKB here, moving forward, trying to take down this tier 3. S4 with a slow onto crit. Loader's got to be careful. He's incredibly low now. Now S4 could be in trouble. No, gets the BKB out just in time. Tries to turn onto Moon. Moon just trading right clicks here. Big Daddy moving in as well. S4 with the BKB. Just turn around with the lightning. Slider Fist comes out. Can't get the chains out. And Loader and S4. Looks like they will reach. Oh, Bulldog comes back in with the Doom onto Ember. Now Big Daddy's the one in trouble. Will be having the Stampede to get himself out of there. Moon trying to retreat as well. Will be able to force-staff himself back up to the high ground. It's going to be your Octarine complete on S4. And this man, 24 Bloodstone charges, 15 kills, 9 assists, only died twice this game. I mean, S4's performances tonight have been on point. Both games, really.
So you're telling me not only is Alliance back, but Leshrac is back too?
Well, apparently so. They're bringing back 6.84 this game.
All right. I can get behind that. But no, I really like the Lesh this game because unlike a lot of other like pure int caster heroes, Lesh matches up really well against Husker because of Edict, right? So you don't have to worry about only being able to deal magical damage against him. Edict in the early game actually allows you to deal with him pretty easily. And then as you transition, you just don't care about his damage because BKB is obviously a very core item on Lesh, and most of the damage that comes out of Husker during the early to mid game is through Burning Spear. And because Miracle didn't really have that great of a game, I mean, the guy's died 11 times. That's a lot of deaths for a Husker. He just doesn't really deal that much damage.
Yeah, he's got to kind of just bank on the Dazzle, keeping him alive. But at that point, it's pretty much just do as much damage whilst the Shallow Grave's on you, because you're still going to drop as soon as that's off.
Yeah.
They just can't keep him alive.
It's such a pain. I really feel like I'm not sure what other carry would have been able to perform better in this scenario as bottom lane. See a little bit of a man fight going on there, so we're just gonna run away. Can they actually kill him here? Nope, they cannot. But yeah, I'm not sure what carry like would have been better. I think they just wanted Husker because they needed a hero who was going to be really strong in lane, who had snowball potential.
Oh, bottom lane, we may see Moon look for a stomp here, and he's going to go straight in. Stomp onto 2 now with the Searing Change as well. Bulldog just melting. Gets the BKB out along with Loader. Loader tries to turn to get the Doom onto crit. Crit falling low. S4 moving in with the Shivas. They'll find themselves one now with the lightning. Slow onto Moon. Moon gets himself forced back. Will look for the straight TP out. Will be able to get himself away. Bulldog incredibly low. So is Loader. Will they live? No. The poison's too much. They'll tick down. Bulldog will be able to keep himself alive here. So it is a Veno for a Clinks trade. And that is a trade that Monkey Business are going to be happy with. And as we can see there, the Poison Nova still as deadly as it was in Game 1 for the cause of Alliance.
Yeah, that's a hashtag worth for Monkey Business, without a doubt. And then the other thing, too, is when they take fights that far out, and they're fighting, like, under a tier 1, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, they even got the tower in the end. I think Moon got credit for the kill. When you take fights like that, and you're not, like, immediately putting yourself at risk of losing your base, in my opinion, that's like one of the best ways to deal with being behind. Because instead of losing a high ground defense and then just saying, oh, well, we lose racks because we just fought on our high ground and we lost. It's, oh, we fought in the middle of the map. We're fighting a small scale fight. It's not a 5v5. It's just like a small skirmish. We get a pick or two, and even a trade in that case for Monkey Business is going to be worth it. So really good stuff.
Blink on Venom now as well. So it's going to be even easier for Crit to get off these huge ultimates. And Lotus Orb on the Centaur now comes out. Even harder to kill. I mean, This has got to be a little bit worrying for Alliance because we have got to 47 minutes in. Monkey Business haven't lost a set of racks yet, and they are keeping themselves in the game.
I think killing S4 is going to be super difficult, though. I mean, the amount of healing that he's going to get through Octarine Core when he's sitting in the middle of like 3 or 4 heroes just spamming spells, the Venomancer ulti is not really going to do much to him. It's the rest of the team that it's going to have more of an impact on, and that's only up until the point that the pipe is actually popped, which Minots does have. I mean, last game they didn't get one until like 65 minutes in.
Yeah, it was kind of late.
I mean, even this one is quite late, like 45 plus minutes. But at least they have one now.
Mid lane, S4. Maybe wanted to be a bit careful here. If Moon can find that stun. S4 trying to set this up with the Yules. It's the stun onto Miracle. Miracle getting shoved back by his team.
I mean, he has no fear. He's just like...
He's got a lot of backup.
He's got a lot of farm.
Alliance are going to go for Roche. Now, if Monkey Business can fight around this, they're just not going to have the chance. Look how quickly this man melts. Easy Aegis for the side of Alliance. Loader will pick that one up for the boys.
So is it high ground time for Alliance? Is that the play? I mean, going top would be the easiest choice by far, but it looks like they just want to loop around.
Load up. Well, they don't want to quite jump in yet. They want to find the right target first. I mean, they would love to try and disable Crit, get him out of the fight before he can get that ult off. It's going to be pretty huge if they can do that in these engagements. That's upgraded bots here for S4. I mean, S4, he's pretty much capped out now at this point, or at least very close to being so.
Get a Hex instead of Yules, I think, and that's like the last thing he would do.
And don't forget the Moon Shards, Andy.
Ah, yeah, Moon Shards as well.
All about those shards.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, when I see in heroes, I always forget about that item for some reason.
25 Bloodstone charges. When will it stop here?
I mean, they have, like, so much of an advantage. The other thing, too, is they have the Wolf Aura plus Vlad's. So you get the 15% bonus from Vlad's, and then you get 30% bonus damage from Pack Leader Aura. So you get 45% base damage on top of what you're already hitting for. I mean, it's just insane how much damage they can deal.
Big Daddy was just applying a bit of pressure on top. Moon fairly deep here towards the mid lane. They might catch Loader here on the way back through his own jungle, moving in. Have they got any detection here? There's Dust on Fly. Loader maybe thinking about going for a solo kill. I think he'll see Crit now. Oh, he's still going to try and go for it onto Fly. The Stampede damage reduction keeping Fly alive. And now they'll try and turn. Moon and Crit turning around, but they don't have the vision here. They can't get the blink in.
Is he going to lose his Aegis here? I think he is.
Oh, that,
he gets a death pact?
Poison damage.
I think he's still dead. Oh, Aegis down.
Right,
so that's that's not exactly how you wanted to use the Aegis, but I don't think he's going to lose any sleep over it. Still got cheese on Doom, of course. So it seems to be another one of those games, Owen.
This seems so similar to game one. I think scarily so for Alliance.
I hope it doesn't go the same way.
They've got more of a lead this time. It was 20k before. Now they've managed to get up to 25. Oh, that XP graph. But that's understandable because they're starting to cap out. It's fine. Right. It's fine if you're a fan of Alliance. But I don't want to jinx it for you guys because S4, last game, if they could turn that one around, Monkey Business, they definitely have a chance this game. Big Daddy No Tail. If he gets caught out here, though, the Linkers is popped. No, he's straight out of there. Snowball gets drawn off course. S4 with a stun now to Miracle. Bulldog ready to go in with a Doom. He's going to drop it straight away here onto the Huskar.
Lotus Orb like a tiny bit late there.
I'll pop the fortification here. Big Daddy ready to start the defense off. S4 gets the stun again onto Miracle. Miracle still doomed up here. It's about to wear out. Moving back in and out with the Stampede. They want to fight. Yules holding back Moomiander. S4 now with the BKB Bulldog as well. Miracle jumping forward. Shivas has been popped by S4. Miracle incredibly low and will get taken down. He does have buyback available here. Snowball now onto Moon. Moon will get dropped as well. Sentinel's now out of the fight for 70 seconds. They found the kill onto Dazzle. As Moon will buy back, but they lose the top set of racks here. And Alliance is going to be very, very happy with that. Question is, can they go for anything more here? They're going to move towards the mid lane. Maybe see if they can try and push for a second set. Both heroes at the moment down on the side of Monkey Business without buyback. This is a good window for Alliance to go for more.
Yeah, that Clinks just does unreasonable amounts of damage.
Big Daddy As you got a Remnant to zip to.
He hits for 500.
Oh, that's a big Poison Nova. Do they have the follow? Because Alliance are going to start to take a lot of damage now. Big Daddy's, no, he's going to get snowballed. Big Daddy, he's down. He's got the buyback. Will TP straight
He
out to the
suicides
racks.
to heal his team.
Oh, what a nice man. What a nice man, S4. Good guy, S4.
That is actually so, as No-Tail would say, so smart.
So smart.
So freaking smart.
And he's back already, of course. Straight onto the bottom lane, ready for round 2. Big Daddy moving forward. Oh, he's got to be careful. And he is. There's the Remnant back. They've already lost 2 sets of racks. They may lose this bottom one as well. Moon's going to be back in a couple of seconds, but they're still losing the Venomancer for 20. Regardless of that fact, they don't have the Poison Nova available again. And that S4 heal could have been the thing that secures the win for Alliance. They're going to go with the Snowball onto Moon, but the return Snowball, in fact, allowing them to turn it around. Miracle's been doomed up. The Shallow Grave is there. The Chain Frost bouncing around. Big Daddy No-Tail trying to do what he can with the slide. Miracle's going to go down. That's a die back here essentially from Miracle.
Over.
And GG is called. Alliance will take game 2. There's no throwing that one away. And the series will end 1-1. And I got to say, Andy, what a series of Dota 2.
Well, I mean, this could have very easily been the same story for the first game. They just ran into a couple of issues with the Venomancer, and their high ground potential wasn't quite as strong as it was in the second game. The other thing, too, is I didn't even think about the Bloodstone and how it interacts against the Veno ulti. Because if Crit is so consistently getting like 3, 4, 5-man Poison Novas and you have Bloodstone on your team, then you can pretty much ensure that at the very least you can save the other 4 people, right?
Yeah.
And that with the Pipe and the Guardian Greaves that they had near the end, then it's just a huge amount of health offset that pretty much negates all of the damage that the Poison Nova does. And as we talked about, the Husker didn't really do a whole lot this game.
It was a hard game for Miracle.
Yeah.
He did die. What was at the end? He did
13 times.
13 times. Yeah. It was it's only a different story from game 1, unfortunately for the man. But Alliance, they played as well as they did in the first half of game 1. But this time, they managed to maintain it right through to the end here. And I mean, that was Alliance back on form here for game 2. And it was a close here, both games. Pretty exciting between these two teams. I think this, as I said, was the first time we've seen them go head-to-head. And I'm certainly looking forward to future matchups when these guys go against each other, because there's some real back-and-forth action here. And again, we've got to give a shout-out, though, to Crit on the Venomancer, because he is showing us how deadly that hero can be.
Well, Fly also played a great game, too.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
his Graves were on point. Like, in every single team fight, especially in the first game, I think there were maybe like 6 or 7 times where he graved a Reaper Scythe, you know? And that's like Aghanim's Reaper Scythe, as in if it lands, you lose, pretty much. Yeah. So he has been on point in the clutch for both these games. But yeah, really a cool series to watch. Glad to see a couple of different heroes coming out again, Centaur and Veno, stuff we don't see too often nowadays, and looking forward to seeing him again.
Absolutely. And that is it, of course, for Games of Dota 2 today here at DreamLeague. And from myself and Andy, we hope you've enjoyed the casting. We'll catch you guys about in the future very shortly for more Dota. But first of all, don't go anywhere, because we're heading straight over to the panel. Shiva, Shane, Lumi, and Zari, take it away.